For the past couple of weeks, I've been using this as my main laptop. It's the Asus ZenBook S13 UX392. And when I unboxed it a couple of weeks ago, I was really impressed with its 13.9-inch Full HD display, the reverse notch, we'll get to that in just a little bit, then good performance out of that Whiskey Lake processor, and of course, its beautiful looks. As you can see here, that's the Utopia Blue. Hey everybody, it's Andrew, and this is my review of the Asus ZenBook S13. Coming up. Now, in the interest of transparency and disclosure, Asus is not paying me for this video. They are not a sponsor of this video, and they did not provide a review unit. I paid for it with my own money. All the opinions you're about to hear are my own, and no one is seeing this video before its release. And I want to thank everybody, as the channel just passed the 60,000 subscriber milestone. I couldn't do it without you. Thank you for watching, liking, and of course subscribing. Now, I did an unboxing and first look video at the Asus ZenBook S13, so if you haven't done so, I'll put the link in the video description below. But for those that didn't see it, here's a quick rundown of the specs. Now, the key takeaways are a 13.9-inch nano edge display. We're looking at an Intel Core i7-8565U, the NVIDIA GeForce MX150 GPU with 2 GB of video memory. And it all comes in a very thin and light package. Now, I'm going to start off with the display, and the reason being is I think it's one of the best parts of this laptop. It's the most unique feature in the sense that it has really thin bezels. In fact, the marketing team at Asus says they're 2.5 millimeters, and I guess I believe them. They're really thin, and it gives you a really nice modern look, and that's because they were able to put the camera in what they call a reverse notch. It's basically putting all the camera hardware above the display. It also acts as a latch for you to open the laptop. I think it's not only good to look at, but it's also functional as well. Now, as far as the display itself is concerned, it's a full HD resolution. There's no 4K option, and it's a 16:9 aspect ratio. That means you're going to be able to get some really good experiences as far as watching Netflix and YouTube. But if you want to get productivity work done, I actually prefer a 3:2 aspect ratio, like say you'd get with the Surface Book 2 and the like. But you're getting some really deep black, some very vibrant colors, and it's a very bright display. It's got an average brightness of 465 nits, making this an excellent choice for both indoor and outdoor use. But keep in mind, it's a glossy display, so in direct sunlight, you may see some reflections. And it also covers the color gamut really well, 100% sRGB, making this a nice choice for those creative professionals that want to use Lightroom, Photoshop, and of course do video editing on this laptop. To me, this is an excellent display, although I would have liked the 4K option available, but again, they want to keep the price down. Full HD is what you're going to get, and it's actually very good. Nice job, Asus, on that front. And for those that want touch on their laptop, unfortunately, this is not an available option for this laptop, so keep that in mind. Now, while I think they hit a home run with the design, with that reverse notch, they didn't do so great when it came to the actual webcam itself. In fact, it's pretty bad. It's a 720p, 30 frames per second webcam. I did my example in my unboxing video, but suffice it to say, this is not very good. I thought it was very grainy, very cloudy, not very good. So let me know in the comment section below what you think. Judging by the comments I received on the unboxing video, you all are in agreement that this is not very good. I think Asus could have done a better job putting a better webcam in this. Now, the placement is good, it's just not very good overall. The Asus ZenBook S13 comes with Windows 10 Home, but I know a lot of you in my audience need to upgrade to Windows 10 Pro, but don't do it over at Asus, it's too expensive. I would do it with today's sponsor. Today's video is brought to you by LVL Go, your one-stop shop for Windows 10 professional OEM keys, Microsoft Office keys, Steam CD keys, mini games, and so much more. And they all come in at a fantastic price. And I have some even better news. I used to give a 21% discount code for the Windows 10 professional OEM keys. Forget that. It's now 25% off. Even better. Well, what about Microsoft Office? You need that as well? Well, no problem. I got you covered. 18% off with my special discount code. Ordering is easy and safe. Head on over to lvlgo.com for these great savings, and remember to use my discount codes and tell them Andrew sent you. Now, when it comes to the ports, it's okay. There are a nice selection of ports, but the one big missing one, of course, is there's no Thunderbolt 3 port. And that, to me, is a big miss on Asus's part. Now, why they decided to skimp on that port, I'm not really sure. At $13.99, I think we're in the premium enough territory for them to, of course, include a Thunderbolt 3 port. Other OEMs do so. Why don't they? Now, you might be wondering, well, what's so great about the Thunderbolt 3 port? Well, it allows you to connect multiple 4K monitors. It allows you to connect to external GPUs if you want more horsepower when it comes to graphics. So for them to not include it at this price point, it makes no sense. Now, speaking of ports, they do give you the Asus mini dock in the box at no additional cost. It gives you a USB-C port, an HDMI port, and a USB-A port. That's a nice touch to include that in the box. Now, one thing I love about this laptop is the way it looks. I love that Utopia Blue finish. It just shimmers really nice in the light and it gives off a very attractive appearance. It really is an eye catcher. When I took it out into public, into coffee shops, into meetings, and people wanted to know what is that, it's one nice looking laptop for sure. And it has the Ergo Lift hinge, and I really love the Ergo Lift hinge in the sense that it gives you a nice raised typing angle when you lift the lid. It's great for extended period of time in terms of typing. It's also great for the airflow, and it's also great for the sound, as the sound is not trapped on the bottom. It allows it to escape, give you more rich, full sound when it comes to the audio. So I really am a big fan of the Ergo Lift hinge, and I'm glad to see it on this laptop. And I really like the keyboard at 1.1 millimeters of key travel. It was comfortable enough to type on for extended periods of time. I like the Ergo Lift hinge, which gives you that raised typing angle, making it very comfortable to type on. I also didn't feel like my fingers were going to bottom out. Very good tactile feedback. So overall, the keyboard was actually pretty good. And it also has a 3-stage backlight. The keys light up white and allows you to get work done in a dark room or a dimly lit environment. That's always good. Now, unfortunately, the touchpad is not as good as the keyboard. In fact, it uses the precision drivers, which is always good. I just found that the click portion, or the click pad, didn't work that great. I felt it was a bit shallow. And the responsiveness was okay, but I've seen better on other laptops. So I would say it will get the job done, but nothing special. I've seen better. Now, when it comes to performance, the Asus ZenBook S13 doesn't disappoint. It's running the Intel Core i7-8565U. That's the Whiskey Lake processor. It's an 8th generation processor. It's also a quad-core processor, 16 gigabytes of DDR3 RAM. Now, as you can see from these results, it held its own against some of its competition. Doing such things as Netflix, YouTube, watching multimedia on this device is really good, especially thanks to that display. As far as gaming is concerned, you can do it. Obviously, if you play some of the older titles, lower some of the settings, you get better playable frame rates. But if you want to play some of the newer AAA titles, you might run into some bottlenecking, you might run into some thermal throttling. We'll talk about that in a moment. But you can play some games with this, and that's thanks to that dedicated GPU, the NVIDIA GeForce MX150 with 2 gigabytes of video RAM. Unfortunately, it's not the 25-watt variant we saw with the faster Razer Blade Stealth earlier this year. So I would say you can game on this. Unfortunately, there's no Thunderbolt 3 port to connect to an external GPU, so that's limiting in that factor. Now, it does get hot under heavy load, as you can see by some of these temperatures. On the bottom, it does get pretty warm, as well as the center of the keyboard. Now, you will notice some thermal throttling under really heavy load, but that's to be expected in such a small, thin, and light laptop. Now, as far as what's upgradable, unfortunately the RAM is soldered on. You won't be able to upgrade that, but the SSD is upgradable, although you do get some very good reads and writes with that supplied SSD in this unit. And when it comes to the audio, I thought it was good. It wasn't great, wasn't outstanding. They're Harman Kardon branded speakers, and I thought the volume could have been a little bit louder. But having said that, mids were decent, and there was a hint of bass. Overall, pretty good job. And when it comes to endurance, it did okay, actually. It did 8 hours and 28 minutes on my continuous web surfing test over Wi-Fi at 150 nits. The best in the category is, of course, the Dell XPS 13 9380 Full HD version, 12 hours and 28 minutes. But this did actually pretty well. All-day battery life is expected. Now, if you do need to plug in, it takes just under 2 hours to get a full charge, 100%, and that's pretty good. So to wrap it all up, can I recommend the Asus ZenBook S13 UX392? And the answer is yes, although if you need a 4K touch option on your display, if you need Thunderbolt 3, then look elsewhere. But if you want the thin and light laptop that's absolutely gorgeous, with a gorgeous display, with virtually bezel-less design, that nano edge technology, this may be your ticket. I'm going to give it a score of 86%, making the Asus ZenBook S13 worth your money. So what do you think about this bad boy, the Asus ZenBook S13? I actually like it. Now the big negative, of course, is lack of Thunderbolt 3, and at $13.99, I'm not sure why they chose to leave that out. I think it's a port that's important, especially at that price point. Definitely can give you more options when it comes to Thunderbolt 3 docks, external GPUs, and of course multiple 4K monitors. That's something you want to get with this laptop. Unfortunately, they don't include that. What they do include is the MX150 GPU. Unfortunately, it's a 10-watt variant and not the 25-watt variant we saw with the Razer Blade Stealth earlier this year. Now, having said that, performance is obviously very good with this. I love its virtually bezel-less display, as I stated. The speakers sound pretty decent, and overall battery life was actually very good. So really, this checks all the boxes. If you don't need the Thunderbolt 3, I have no hesitation recommending this laptop. But if you want a sleek-looking laptop with that gorgeous Utopia Blue finish, this definitely may be your ticket. But I'm curious to know what you think. Let me know in the comment section below. $13.99, no Thunderbolt 3 port to me might be a deal breaker. Again, depending on what you do with your laptop. If you just want a thin and light travel laptop that looks good in the meetings as well as performs well, this, again, will get the job done. So please hit the like button, please subscribe, please share this video. Don't forget to leave a comment in that comment section below. Let me know how I'm doing. Let me know if there's a device or something out there you think I should review. I'll do my best to try to make that happen. Don't forget to check me out on Facebook, on Twitter, Instagram, and of course my website, amdtechreviews.com. So until next time, this is Andrew from AMD Tech. See ya.